A nation on edge, immigration raids federal troops and the fight for America's street. As the summer sun descends upon America's cities, so too does a heavy political and civil storm, one not steered by nature, but by the force of presidential will, constitutional contentions, and the visceral cry of the divided nation. On Wednesday, June 10, metropolitan centers across the United States braced for yet another wave of citizen led protest in response to President Donald Trump's aggressive and highly controversial immigration enforcement campaign. In an unprecedented escalation, the commander in chief deployed 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marine to Los Angeles, invoking memories of martial law and reigniting a constitutional firestorm over the militarization of domestic spaces. At the heart of the chaos in Trump's latest push for expansive immigration raid operation that have ramped up in frequency and force over the past several weeks, the Department of Homeland Security reported a dramatic increase in arrests from a daily average of 311 under President Biden to staggering 2,000 detentions per day under the Trump administration. These figures culminated in a sweeping raid on a meat processing facility in Omaha, Nebraska, the largest workplace immigration operation in the state during Trump's tenure. The administration's intensified stance on immigration, marked as a campaign of national liberation, has met a groundswell of opposition not only from immigrant communities and human rights organizations, but from democratic leaders and state officials alike. Nowhere has the clash been more explosive than the downtown Los Angeles, where curfews were imposed after 5 nights of protest. The city has a historical symbol of multiculturalism and progressive value, finds itself at the epicenter of a legal and ethical standoff between state and federal authority. The political theater intensified. Trump speaking at a military base in North Carolina to commemorate the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary, conveniently timed with his 79th birthday, framed his immigration policy as a continuation of America's martial legacy. Looking forward, the situation in Los Angeles could serve as a watershed moment in the broader debate over federal authority, state sovereignty, and the moral limits of execute power. Saturday promises to be another flashpoint as Washington, D.C. prepares for a military parade, a dual celebration of Army's anniversary and Trump's birthday. Tank will roll. Crowds will gather, and both sides of the ideological divide will brace for confrontation. At its core, this unfolding crisis is not merely about immigration raid or protest control, it is about the soul of the American Republic, about whether governance in the modern democracy is to be conducted through consensus and constitutional order or by command and coercion.